Hey, welcome back to YT Finance, and this is the channel where I went to business school so you didn't need to, and today we are talking about the hottest stock market news stories that you need to know as an investor. So go ahead and annihilate that like button for more videos like this one, subscribe if you are new, don't forget to become a member of this channel for as little as 99 cents per month because that's what keeps me here on YouTube, and with that being said, let's get right into today's stories. Starting off with Duolingo, which recently laid off 10% of their current staff. If you didn't know, Duolingo is a language learning app that is now focusing on artificial intelligence technology to help people learn languages faster. They are also using OpenAI's GPT-4 to power their chatbots and create better content, which will enable various people to learn languages even faster. Duolingo said in a statement that humans would still be needed for their AI work, but overall they are laying off staff. So if you are an investor into Duolingo, then you need to know about this story. But even if you're not, now let's talk about other stocks that you may be invested into, such as Nvidia and Coinbase. Nvidia recently hit another record high, and today they have rallied close to 1% in their overall share price. And if you didn't know, Nvidia makes GPUs, which are used for data centers which support artificial intelligence. So Nvidia is a huge artificial intelligence stock to buy, and that's why it is receiving so much love from the community. We also saw Coinbase jump in their share price by nearly 5%, and this is after the SEC, which is the Securities and Exchange Commission, approved of a slew of new spot Bitcoin ETFs, which are called exchange-traded funds, and this has been a huge boost for not only cryptocurrencies, but also cryptocurrency companies like Coinbase. If you didn't know, Coinbase is a cryptocurrency platform that enables you to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrencies. And since the spot Bitcoin ETFs have been approved by the SEC, we are going to talk about that a little later in the video. However, the general stock market right now seems to be very volatile, and here's why. The Bureau of Labor Statistics released CPI inflation data, which showed that consumer prices rose by 0.3% for December. And this is actually 0.1% higher than what Wall Street originally anticipated, because Wall Street expected a 0.2% monthly increase with a 3.2% annual raise. However, the actual statistic that came in was a 3.4% annual rise, which was not good for the market. So these came in hotter than anticipated. Essentially, inflation came in a lot higher than originally thought, which really weighed down on the overall stock market. However, we also saw good news from the Labor Department, who said that they had 202,000 unemployment claims, which held steady from the previous week, which also came in at 202,000, even though they were expecting that to rise to 209,000. So in essence, this is actually really good news. And as you see on screen here, the market is reacting positively to this good news, with the Nasdaq and the S&P 500 both up, as well as Bitcoin is up right now, which is great news for cryptocurrency and stock investors. But first, let's talk a little bit more about artificial intelligence. OpenAI, which is the company which created ChatGPT, is cementing themselves as a top-tier AI company, and they have done this by releasing a new kind of app store. Recently, the company launched the GPT Store, which is going to be a platform where users of ChatGPT can share their own custom chatbots and also create their own GPTs, while others can download it for completely free. There has already been 3 million custom chatbots that have been made from this, according to OpenAI. And each of these GPTs will be organized by function. Some GPTs help you write, others make you more productive, and others do search engine optimization. So that's how they're going to be categorized within this app. The company also plans to integrate a leaderboard on their new app store so you can know the best and top performing GPTs. However, to gain access to this, you will have to be a Plus member. OpenAI launched their GPT builder back in November, which is fantastic news because there is essentially no coding required. You can literally make your own GPT bot or GPT chatbot without any coding experience. And OpenAI also wants to announce a way for GPT builders to get paid, but no specifics have been released so far, and that would be the top AI news right now. But more pressingly, let's talk about the exchange-traded funds in regards to Bitcoin ETFs. There have been 11 exchange-traded funds that are going to let old-school investors invest into Bitcoin. So if somebody is more advanced in age and they don't want to get involved into blockchain technology or downloading various cryptocurrency apps or exchanges, they can essentially just invest into a Bitcoin ETF and it will act the same. This will allow them to invest into Bitcoin without having to keep a long crypto password for their wallet. And these spot Bitcoin ETFs will make it easier for a plethora of investors to invest into cryptocurrencies, more specifically Bitcoin. We already see major players in the finance space such as Fidelity, ARK Investment Management, as well as BlackRock, who were among the first to get their applications for a spot Bitcoin ETF approved by the SEC. However, there is a catch here. Although the ETFs will let investors buy and sell into Bitcoin in regards to this ETF, they are not actually trading the cryptocurrency itself. So remember, buying into these ETFs does not mean you personally own or hold Bitcoin. These ETFs will be similar to other ETFs which track commodities like energy or agriculture. So even if you buy into these ETFs, you will not be able to transfer Bitcoin in and out of your overall brokerage from that ETF, because the ETF just represents the value of what Bitcoin or however much you own of Bitcoin at that time. So this then begs the question, what are the best Bitcoin ETFs to buy? Well, honestly, it depends. It all depends on your own personal strategy because there are a plethora of them. You have Valkyrie's BRRR ETF, you have BlackRock's IBIT ETF, you have Bitwise's BITB ETF, Grayscale's GPTC ETF, and a plethora of others. And all of these ETFs have their own fees associated with them. So the best ETFs, in my opinion, would be the ones with the lowest fee from the most trustworthy platforms and companies. So some that stand out would be BlackRock. Grayscale definitely ranks up there. Fidelity and ARK Invest, and theirs is called ARK 21 Shares ARKB. So feel free to look further into these ETFs. However, for me personally, I would much rather hold Bitcoin itself instead of a Bitcoin ETF, but I am very excited for these ETFs because it does allow other investors who didn't want to get involved with cryptocurrencies and blockchains and various cryptocurrency exchanges. Now they will be able to invest into this overall commodity, which should increase the price of Bitcoin. Now, we mentioned Cathie Wood of ARK Invest and their ARK 21 Shares ARKB ETF, which tracks Bitcoin's price, which allows a multitude of investors to invest into this ETF and thereby invest in Bitcoin. But we also see Cathie Wood investing into other types of companies, such as Qualcomm, which currently trades for $137.15. Cathie Wood, who is the leader of ARK Invest, is a high-profile celebrity investor and analyst, and she has been on the AI train for several years now. And everybody in the technology space knows about Qualcomm, ticker symbol QCOM. Qualcomm is a giant in this space, and they produce chips that power smartphones. However, the company is quickly pivoting to address other areas of the market, including the automotive space. Their management is actually hoping for this company to deliver around $9 billion in annual revenues just from the automotive space, which is absolutely amazing. We also saw last week that Qualcomm announced a new AI-powered chip architecture, which is aimed at having more realistic experiences in both mixed reality and virtual reality. Therefore, we see companies like Samsung and Google who will use this new AI-powered chip in their respective virtual reality and mixed reality headsets and or devices. And Google and Samsung want to use this chip to compete directly with Apple and their Vision Pro headset, which will be released in February for around $3,500. However, we also see Cathie Wood investing heavily into Qualcomm. She has added this stock in her ARK Autonomous Technology and Robotics ETF, ticker symbol ARKQ, and she also added them to their ARK Next Generation Internet ETF, ticker symbol ARKW. As you can see on screen, she also added Iridium Communications as well as Rocket Lab on top of Toast. However, she has purchased more Qualcomm than these other companies mentioned, and she added these to her ARKQ and her ARKW ETFs. Next up in the news, we have Booz Allen, which recently was awarded a 2-year, $10 million Navy contract, and I personally hold this company in my portfolio. Ticker symbol BAH, which currently trades for $126 per share. If you didn't know, Booz Allen Hamilton is a government contractor, and they were recently awarded a $10 million contract from the Navy to design, implement, test, and operate a private 5G cellular network. The reason for this is because the development of a 5G network will further enable the United States, its partners and allies to compete responsibly and defend our interests. We even have a quote from the vice president at Booz Allen who said this: "Through the successful implementation of this effort, Guam Naval Base will be establishing a strong foundation that accelerates transformation efforts in telecommunications, asset tracking, and future initiatives and use cases." End quote. So overall, this is a great catalyst for Booz Allen. We also see a company called Fiserv get upgraded to an outperform rating by Oppenheimer. And if you didn't know, this company is a payment and financial services provider. They currently trade for $135 per share, and they just got a buy rating from Oppenheimer, which is fantastic. Oppenheimer recently upgraded Fiserv, ticker symbol FI, because they believe the growth prospects of this company are great. The analyst even commented by saying, "The company's continued penetration expectation through 2026 is impressive and adds an upward bias for sustaining high total company margin expansion. Overall, they are anticipated to post robust earnings per share growth, and they deserve a higher valuation," according to this analyst. That's why Wall Street has an overall buy rating for this company. But even though that company got an upgrade, we also see other companies getting downgraded, such as Warner Bros. Discovery and Paramount, to where Paramount is trading at around $13 and Warner Bros. Discovery is trading at around $10.63. And both of these were downgraded by the investment firm named Redburn Atlantic. And the reason for this downgrade was due to overall linear advertising. Essentially, the analyst said, "Linear advertising is at a negative tipping point, and consensus does not adequately forecast declines across the group." That's why this analyst lowered his rating on Paramount to a sell rating, and he also lowered Warner Bros. Discovery to a neutral rating. But he also has data to back this rating up, because he forecasts a 10% downside to EBITDA estimates over the next 3 years, and a 21% downside to earnings per share estimates. On top of that, Redburn also lowered Disney to a sell rating, or at least has a sell rating on Disney. But despite this, he is still very positive overall on companies such as Netflix as well as Amazon. So as an investor, you need to be aware of these developments. We also see companies like Salesforce pausing new hiring for their subsidiary named Slack. However, this should be balanced with Salesforce making quote-unquote rapid progress in its hiring goals in areas like artificial intelligence, because last September we saw that the Salesforce CEO said that the company was looking to hire 3,000 new employees for artificial intelligence development. But that also came after a major cost cutting, and we also saw them lay off 10% of their staff. So it seems that Salesforce is firing some people in one segment and hiring people in another. Workhorse Group is also in the news today because they received a second fleet order for their W56 or W56 step vans. And if you didn't know, Workhorse Group is an electric last mile delivery maker, so they manufacture electric last mile delivery vans. This fleet consists of 15 vehicles in this order, which will be delivered, or at least it is expected to be delivered, in 2024. That's why we saw Workhorse's WKHS's stock increase by 2.18% in the pre-market, to where now they are a penny stock trading at just 32 cents per share. At one time, this company's share price was extremely high, well over $14, because many believed, including myself, that they were going to win the USPS contract, but that did not come through to fruition. We also see Appian and Smartsheet get upgraded, which is fantastic. Appian currently trades for $35 per share, and Smartsheet trades for $48.60 per share. Citi Research upgraded Appian, ticker symbol APPN, and Smartsheet, ticker symbol SMAR, to a buy rating, even though they are high risk. The analyst upgraded Appian to a buy rating with a $45 price target, which is higher than their current $35 price. And in the same regard, we saw Smartsheet, which trades at $48, also receive a buy rating with a $63 price target. We also see that Citi also has top stock picks for 2024. And these top stock picks would consist of Workavia, ticker symbol WK, Monday.com, ticker symbol MNDY, and Pegasystems, ticker symbol PEGA. We also see Black Sky, which has major relations to Palantir Technologies, has recently won over $1 million contract. Black Sky is a satellite company, and Black Sky Technology, ticker symbol BKSY, recently won a multi-year contract from PT Len, which exceeds $1 million. This contract is to support the Ministry of Defense of the Republic of Indonesia. And essentially, Black Sky is going to provide immediate access to subscription-based real-time, high-frequency imagery and analytics services. And that's why we see BKSY stock up 1.5% today, where they currently trade at $1.35. To round out the video, let's talk about the top 5 stocks to keep your eye on right now, starting off with Hertz Global. If you didn't know, Hertz Global is a rental car company very similar to Enterprise or Alamo, and they said that they are reducing about 1/3 of their global electric vehicle fleet by selling about 20,000 electric vehicles in the United States. The reason for this is because Hertz wants to use this money and purchase ICE vehicles or internal combustion engine vehicles to meet customer demand. I actually think this is a good move by Hertz because they are selling off electric vehicles which are rather expensive, and they are buying cheaper internal combustion engine vehicles. So if you can buy 2 ICE vehicles for 1 EV, you are almost going to double your fleet, which means that you can rent out these vehicles to more people, thus making you more money. We also see the US oil and gas industry seeing some consolidation. This is because Chesapeake Energy, ticker symbol CHK, and Southwestern Energy have announced a merger agreement in an all-stock transaction valued at $7.4 billion, or approximately $6.69 per share. The combination of these companies will create a firm with an enterprise value of $24 billion, which will most likely place it as the largest U.S. natural gas producer. We also see Citigroup slipping 1% today, and then lastly, Occidental Petroleum is in the news. The reason why Occidental Petroleum is in the news today, and their share price recently went up by 1%, is because of a recent regulatory filing. This regulatory filing showed that legendary investor Warren Buffett and his conglomerate called Berkshire Hathaway have now accumulated 34% of a stake in Occidental, which is up from their 28% previously, and this is phenomenal news. A lot of investors like to see what Warren Buffett does and copies him. So it seems that Warren Buffett is doubling down and accumulating more shares of this phenomenal company. And that rounds out the video for today. For more videos just like this one, don't forget to go and annihilate that like button right now. Subscribe if you are new. Go ahead and become a member of this channel for as little as 99 cents per month, because that's what keeps me here on YouTube. And with that being said, I wish you the best of luck and happy investing.